Lusaka, Zambia. As of 1964, the beautiful land has been an independent, landlocked country in Southeast Africa. According to The Economist, Zambia is one of 6 of the fastest economic growing countries in the world. The country's citizens are enjoying a 5% growth a year in their income. Much of this has to do with the country's rich resources. However, as those resources are used more to improve the country's infrastructure, there continues to be an increase in the environmental concerns of Zambia. Some of the first of Zambia's natural resources to be taken advantage of were lead and cadmium, specifically in Kabwe. As early as 1902, when Zambia was still the British colony called Northern Rhodesia. While mines in Kabwe are no longer being used, the town is still one of the most polluted in the world. Nearly 300,000 people in Kabwe alone have been affected by the mines. To put in perspective, in the US, normal blood levels of lead are less than 10 micrograms per deciliter. When that level is 20 or above, side effects can be vomiting, diarrhea, muscle spasms, and kidney damage. Levels over 120 can often lead to death. Children in Kabwe are some of the most at risk because they play in the soil. Now, when tests were done on them, levels were between 60 and 120 micrograms per deciliter. Simple mistakes made by mining companies are causing hundreds of people to be hurt. Just a few years ago, Mapani copper mine discharged polluted water near Zambia's western border due to a pump malfunction. Nearly 1,000 people were affected and were forced to visit local clinics complaining of abdominal pains, severe diarrhea, and vomiting. Another pressing issue in Zambia is both the shortage and pollution of the country's water supply. At the Copperbelt University in Kitwe, Zambia, there was recently a lecture regarding this issue. While the infrastructure and services of Zambia have grown, utilities have not caught up, causing some residents to resort to soakways, septic tanks, and private boreholes. These cause groundwater pollution, which can cause diseases like dysentery and malaria. The impact of these inefficiencies go beyond stats and pictures. They affect real people, like Mutenta Chila.
Menda ngotutega mabibinda muguti mbudi chindi cha mainza so alakwe hakukunka doti liranjira watu haranjira sana kuti wachino chindi kuliponya ma gems so tuka organiza tutupati bana kaba.
Now, if Zambia is to reach a point where all of its citizens have clean water, the nation will also need to start raising environmental awareness among its people. Currently, simple acts such as littering in a well are making already bad conditions worse in villages like Namoya.
Luovyo bamwinga mwa bayabwenda balangusa imakondo muhinji byo kambota uli dipi maningo uli wansi byoso so twamba kuti kujala 1 2 alimu bawujita kuhaje chiteni abantu kotuniya bamwe banene ma plastic kusowa bombonya bani amugati bamwe bali kusowa monya mugati so twamba kuti menda tajikiri.
Now, this is when the relief and interventions come in. There are projects that have been implemented to address the various issues that I've described. One of them is the Copperbelt Environmental Project, which addresses environmental liabilities in the mining sector. Since it has been instituted, there have been a decrease in both pollution flow and leakage from project sites, and mining operations are regularly monitored. The project also has a community outreach program aimed at raising awareness as well as providing messages on how to avoid lead exposure. There is also the Lusaka Water Supply, Sanitation, and Drainage Project, which is tackling the wastewater drainage problem in Zambia, cleaning sewer systems, and trying to erase the amount of shallow wells, which are very susceptible to contamination. As a result of these projects and charity and non-profit programs like WaterAid, villages in Zambia are starting to see progress in terms of their environmental concerns.
Around here there are some shallow wells where we used to get very dirty water, I would say. We are starting to realize benefits now. We have seen a few gardens springing up. People are building better houses now because the water facility has been brought to their doorstep.
Zambia faces many challenges as it continues to develop. These include economical concerns, health concerns, and of course, environmental concerns. However, environmental concerns tend to get overlooked when people are left without jobs and proper health care. We see that even here in the United States. So with that, I ask you, what are some ways Zambia can make the environment just as much of a pressing concern among its people as that of the economy?